It took 7 months before I moved out. We're talking about this time next year, you could be in your own place. I know you're ready to move out, but you probably don't know what to do. You really do need a friend, a big sis to come and hold your hand and help you get to your goal. And why I'm the perfect person to deliver this message to you is because I was actually in the same place before I moved out myself. I kid you not, like God showed up to me one day and was like, hey, you need to get your mind right. This is what you need to do because this is what's going to actually help you achieve the goal of moving out. And so I took that to heart and actually executed on it. And here I am 4 years later. Your girl has been independent, baby, living well. You see the material, and I have even moved to a whole new city completely on my own. This is going to be the series that is going to help you unlock the next chapter in your life. So today we're diving into the framework, right? The framework is broken down into 4 parts. Okay. So make sure you watch this video all the way through to the end, because the last part of this framework is what's going to help you stack a lot of money quick. You're definitely not going to want to miss that. So without further ado, let's dive in. So step 1, first thing before you can do anything else is make sure you are working a job you actually have an interest in. In order to like successfully live on your own, girl, you are going to have to sit on that job and build a solid foundation. You got to at least like the topic, okay? Because the reality of it is every job is going to have its issues, okay? But you got to be able to still show up to that job despite if your manager gets on your nerves, despite if you ain't got no friends on the job, despite if your coworkers are weird. You got to still be able to show up to this job. And what's going to help you do that is if the topic of the topic of your role is something you actually give a fuck about. Sorry, I shouldn't have cursed. Because if you don't have that, you are more likely to just quit. And all that is going to do is keep starting you back at zero, girl. And you are never going to get your own place. I was that girl that was just chasing the check and didn't care about having an actual interest. And baby, I was quitting them jobs left and right. So that is so important. Get a job that you have an interest in. Okay, now step 2 in this framework is you want to start doing research. This is where you're going to get to like plan your vision out, okay? You're going to get to start apartment shopping, figuring out what you like, what you want to feel like. The goal here in step 2 is to get a monthly estimate of what your expenses are going to look like. These are the things that you want to be researching. You want to be researching your rent amount and amenities, extra associated fees that come with that rent. And you need to know what those are. You also want to think about utilities. So that is electricity. That's also water. You want to think about renter's insurance. You also want to think about internet because baby, we need Wi-Fi. You also want to think about things that you're probably already paying. So your phone bill, car note, car insurance, any subscriptions. You want to think about what a good monthly grocery budget is going to be for you because you're not at home no more. Definitely savings as well, because things will happen. Part of you being able to be comfortable in your new independence is to have a rainy day fund. Also, budget spending money for yourself. Okay, this is not about just paying bills. This is also about you being able to have the luxuries that matter to you. Give yourself a monthly spending allowance that you can use to do whatever you want. And then of course, anything else that pertains to you specifically that I did not mention here, you want to account for that. That is going to give you a total monthly cost. So that way you know exactly what you are going to be looking at paying. This is a little segue, and this might not be for everybody. If you want to be prosperous, if you want to continue to see fruits grow in your life, you need to be giving back to the one that makes it all possible. And that is honestly God. Okay. So make sure you are tithing 10%. If you are going to be a tither like I am, then you also want to make sure in your monthly expenses, you are accounting for tithing. Now, girl, let's move into step 3 of this framework so that we can figure out, girl, what kind of coin do you need? I have been thinking about the simplest way to get a formula for you to be able to use. It actually wasn't that simple. Let's take it slow, and I just need you to follow me. So now that we have what your estimated total monthly expenses are going to be, we're going to take that number and we're going to figure out how much an hour do you need to make in order to achieve this goal. For the sake of this example, we're just going to say your monthly expenses are $3,000. Now, here's the formula. I am not a math girl, so let's go slow. You are going to take your total estimate for your monthly expenses and you're going to add about $1,000 to that total because you want to cover your insurances and taxes. This plan is based on you having a full-time job, 40 hours a week. You want to make sure that you are covering all your bases, and insurances are something that you want to have health, dental, vision. We want to account for them because they are going to be an expense. Let's say your insurance is going to be about $250 a month. So $3,000 plus the $1,000, we're at $4,000. The insurances are $250. Let's subtract $250 from $4,000. That gives you $3,750. Then we want to take that, multiply by 0.16 to get our taxes. That's about $600. So $3,750 minus $600 is $3,150 that is left over. Now remember, our monthly expenses in this example was $3,000, so we are in the clear. We're gonna take the $4,000 total and we wanna divide that by our full-time schedule. So 40 hours a week for 4 weeks is 160. When we divide that, we're getting $25 an hour. So you want to be around $25 an hour based on this example in order to cover your expenses. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like, if that was confusing, just go ahead and rewind it. This is just like a walkthrough of how to do the math, how to crunch the numbers properly and make sure you're accounting for everything so that as you are setting your plan in motion, it is based on like reality and it's not leaving anything out so that you don't have no surprises later. Okay, so step 4. This is the part you've been waiting for, girl. If you have been toiling on how are you going to save up to even make this happen, this is going to answer that. But it's also going to teach you confidence. It's going to reset your nervous system so that when you move, like, it is going to feel like you have been living on your own forever already. So now what you want to do is start practicing paying your bills to a savings account. Here's why this is important, for 2 reasons. First off, now you have big girl bills and you want to be able to take care of your priorities well. This is what's going to allow you to live comfortably. You're just not used to paying those type of bills. You want to be regulating your nervous system over time because it's just so new to you. So you want to be like easing yourself into your new lifestyle. That is going to teach you to have a great foundation for when you're in your own place and doing your own thing. Now, the second reason why this is so freaking tea, this is my favorite part. Because you are paying these monthly bills, we talked about in the example, like those monthly expenses are $3,000. You are paying the $3,000 to your savings every single month. You already see where this is going. When you think about building up to actually move out and you've got several months on the table, you are going to stack a lot of money fast. So there's the answer to that question. Where do I get the money to even do this? It's going to be in practicing paying those bills, putting in a savings account, letting that bread stack up. You are going to have this pool of money there to support you in all the additional fees, actually getting decor, getting movers, all the things. Now, in order for you to effectively practice paying your bills, I need you to get that out of your head and put it into something tangible that you can go back to, keep track of it, scratch things out, tally things up. You need a money planner, you guys. And I prefer a digital money planner so that you're able to access it across all your devices and on the go. I pull my planner up so I can make informed decisions even in the moment. So I highly, highly recommend your money planner being digital. But this is so important, and it does tap into a principle that God teaches us in his word, and that is to write the plan down, write the vision down, make it plain. If you apply God's principles, you are going to win, point blank, period. So you need to get it out of your head. You need to be able to plan where your expenses come out at, depending on how you get paid. These things, these details really do matter, yo. And I know that some of you may not have a money planner. You don't have a way of tracking like your expenses. So I'm actually going to make my personal planner available to you so you can literally use the exact thing I use to get to this point myself. I still use that planner to this day. It is super simple. It is straightforward so that you can be a sharpshooter and it can be effective. I want to put this all into kind of like a Muve kit for you. If you are interested in getting your hands on the money planner, if you want the Muve kit, so you want the full shebang, I want you to head to the description box. I do have a place for you to be able to just drop your email so I know you're interested, because I'm going to give you more details and make sure you can get your hands on this as soon as it goes up. So biggest takeaways is do not change this framework. Just follow this to the T and you will have the means to move. You will have adjusted to what it feels like to take care of these bills. So when you get out on your own, babe, like you are already moving and shaking, you are already in emotion. And that is what makes this blueprint so T. Like God is so T, bro. Like when he gives you a play, he gives you a play, babe. So with that said, If you got some value out of today's video, please thumbs it up. Also, share this with a friend, a family member, anybody that you know that's trying to move, that's trying to step into that next chapter of their life, step into their independence. Send this video to them because it's going to help them as well. So make sure you are subscribed and thumbs this video up. I can't wait to see the transformations that happen in you all's lives. Make sure if you are interested in the Muve kit that you drop your email below. And then any questions that y'all have, just go ahead and drop them in the comments and I will be answering back. Okay, T. That's really all I have for you. I'm not even going to continue to ramble. I will catch y'all here same time next week. Make sure you are subscribed. Turn the bell on too so that you can be notified. Okay, catch y'all in class next week. Bye.